Hey, I was gonna try and do reviews of movies that had like similar themes or similar uh ideas in it, but I kind of scrapped that idea for right now because I'm trying to figure out what to do with my videos and my channel. Cause I don't know, because I'm bored. I need to do something. But I've decided to go. What I want to do was review Surfing in the Rainbow and Lucio Fulci's Zombie because they both had voodoo zombies in it, but uh, I had to watch Slipper in the Rainbow again because I kind of forgot some certain things in it. But I remember Zombie because I watched that over a year ago, so I kind of remember most of it. But yeah, I'm going to review them in chronological order. The ones I have and I like. I I have Zombie, the Gates of Hell trilogy, and I've seen the New York Ripper, but I don't have it, and I didn't really like that movie, but I'll probably review it if you want me to. But here's the first one, which is Zombie, which is his most popular film and was released in 1979, and it's a unofficial sequel to George Romero's 1978 movie Dawn of the Dead. Because in Italy, for some reason, I didn't know this, you can take ideas from other people and their titles and create your own movies. Because there's this whole thing in Italy during the 70s and 80s where they made unofficial sequels or remakes to American movies, and most of them are, like were rip off of Jaws and stuff like that. But the movie's pretty simple. It's about this island that's infested with zombies, and these reported. Well, one of the zombies gets on a boat, which the movie. This is how the movie opens up. You see a doctor, or you see someone wrapped in a white sheet, and they're rising up, and you see someone shoot him in the head with a gun, and the guy says the boat can leave now. And then you see a boat floating through New York, I guess New York Harbor, and this policeman gets on the boat, and he's attacked by the zombie, and then the zombie gets out, and there's a journalist, and I guess they're two journalists. They're investigating what happened on this boat, and they find out that one of them, I think it's her uncle or father, owns an island, and he's a doctor, and he's performing these he's trying to cure these sick people. And so they go to the island, and like I said, it's infested with zombies, and they're trying to figure out what's causing this. And of course, it's someone, a doctor is practicing voodoo on his patients, and it's turned them into zombies, which goes back to the how the zombie origin started with because this is weird thing about this is that this stuff actually does happen, because I've seen documentaries and I read reports on it, but to but the movies they're based off of is White Zombie and I Walked with the Zombie, which came out in the 30s, and they're based off those were like the first zombie movies, and they were based off the voodoo Haitian voodoo lore, and was not lore, but basically, there's this chemical in a puffer fish that if you give it to someone, it makes them appearance that they're dead because it drops their heart rate. But once they're alive, or they're not alive, they are alive. You know what I mean? When they're come to it, you can basically control them and influence them and stuff. It's really creepy. There's documentaries on it, and you can read articles or things about it, and I just remember there's a Tales from the Crypt comic I read where it talks about it's basically the same thing, voodoo zombies, and they talk about the pufferfish thing in it too. I forgot what the story's called, but yes, but this movie is famous, and this probably is what this is what started Lucio Fulci's career because it has a lot of gory scenes and violent scenes in it. There's the most infamous scene in it is when a zombie fights a shark, which looks pretty cool. There's a scene of a woman. I actually saw this one on Bravo in the early 2000s. Did a countdown of the most scariest movie moments, and this was on there. Where it's not even scary; it's more violent. Where a zombie breaks through a door and takes a woman's head, and there's like a sharp piece of wood sticking out, and he takes her face and he forces it there and it punctures her eyeball, and it's like a really slow scene and it's very painful looking, and I was just like, oh my god, like, oh shit, that was pretty great for, effects for the late 70s. There's a scene with on another post on other posters. I don't know if there's more in here, there's not, but he's on the case, like, oh, not on the case, the disc. That guy, he looks pretty cool, but he's on some of the DVD cases. He looks really cool. That zombie does. That's the zombie poster child for this movie. Sorry. Trying to remember some other memorable scenes in it, but those were like the two main ones. The woman getting her eye punctured, and the zombie and shark fight, and then that infamous zombie. Which I got some of the scenes in it on the back. Here's the eye scene. The eye scene beforehand, and there's some zombies tearing someone apart. And I watched this interview with Guillermo del Toro when he was reviewing this movie, and he said, and it's true because I was feeling it too when I was watching it, that because it's nasty and dirty where the zombies are, or the people are, when they're wrapped up in these white sheets and they're like basically in a dirty place in an unclean hospital. Like he said, you could smell like the dirtiness in there, like you could smell death and stuff. And I had that feeling too watching the movie. I just kept thinking like, oh my god, I wonder what it smells like on that island. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I mean, I don't know about the acting because this version is dubbed, and you could tell that it's dubbed. So there's kind of like weird scenes of dialogue in it. But other than that, it's a pretty good movie. I mean, the acting's not terrific because it's a low budget exploitation film, but it's pretty good. It's, like I said, oh yeah, I forgot to mention on the poster, the one zombie managed to cause an outbreak, and you see a bunch of zombies like walking on the Brooklyn Bridge into New York City, and I believe they said they didn't have the rights to film on the Brooklyn Bridge, so they shot that like guerrilla style before they could get caught. But that was a lot of people put on a damn bridge for zombies to walk into New York City. But anyways, as I was going to say, if you haven't seen it, most people have seen it. If you're a horror fan, this is like I said, Lucio Fulci breakout movie in the horror genre. And I know he had one before it called it was a giallo called Who Could Torture a Duckling, which I haven't seen yet. But yeah, this is the one that would mark him as the father of gore. But anyways, that's my review.